I'm so impressed with the detail on that. That's incredible. Wow. Hi there and welcome back to Forensics 101. Thanks for tuning in again. My name is Matt Cartledge and I'm a forensic science student at the University of Hull. In today's video we're going to be talking about cyanoacrylate fuming, better known as superglue fuming. A very simple technique. I'm going to show you a couple of different methods of doing this. One, you may need some equipment, and the other is just simple household stuff that you've probably got lying around. We're also going to be making a duplicate of one of my fingers to do this. And then we're going to try different methods of the superglue fuming with different residues left on the finger. So without further ado, let's crack on with it. Okay, so to start with, we're going to need some plasticine. This can come quite hard, so what I would suggest is to heat it up first with a hairdryer. And this should make it more malleable and we'll get a bit more fine detail when we wrap the plasticine around the finger to create the mould. Okay, so firmly press your finger into the plasticine. As it's been warmed up now, it should be nice and soft. And then we just need to get rid of the excess there. I'm just using a lolly stick here. Slice it open. And carefully remove the finger without any smudges. Again, we need as much fine detail in this as possible for it to work. And there we go, look at that. If I just edit the colours a little bit. Nice. Okay, so to make the actual spoof finger, we're going to need some gelatin. You can get this from your local supermarket. Some vegetable glycerin, glycerol. It's a nice viscous liquid. And then we're also going to need some water. And this will be 1 part gelatin, 1 part vegetable glycerin, and 1.5 to 2 parts water. So now we just need to mix them all together and then place them in the microwave. So using a microwavable cup or a microwavable bowl, I'm going to take our gelatin. And I'm just going to use a tablespoon for this, so I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of gelatin into the cup. Okay, and the same again for the vegetable glycerin. I got this off eBay, it cost me just a couple of pounds. Again, 1 tablespoon of the vegetable glycerin. This is the same stuff that you'll find in, you can use it in food, you can use it in cosmetic products, and also for the e-liquid, e-cigarette juices. And then 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of water. Give this a nice mix. We want all the gelatin crystals to dissolve. And then we're going to place it in the microwave, initially for 15 seconds. And then we'll take it back out, we'll give it another mix, and then place it back in for a further 15 seconds. We want a nice clear liquid by the end of it. Okay, be very careful with this because it is quite hot. I accidentally splashed it on my thumb and it does burn a little bit. So at the moment it doesn't look very clear, but if we let it sit down for maybe a few minutes, it should be totally fine. Okay, so now we have our mould. I've sealed up the cut that I had to do to take it off my finger. and then just go ahead and pour the mixture into the mould. Now, just to speed up this process, I'm going to place it in the fridge there, right next to the Branston pickle. And we're going to let that set for maybe an hour to 2 hours. Okay, so when we do our superglue fuming, the second method we're actually going to be doing is using some bicarbonate of soda that has been saturated into cotton balls. So this is a step that could be used instead of having a heated platform or a coffee cup warmer. So this could be done out in the field for scenes of crime officers. I'm going to pour plenty of bicarbonate of soda in into the water. This is just lukewarm water, and then we're going to give it a mix up. Once we've done that, we're going to insert the cotton balls. Get them nicely saturated. If you can avoid it, these are obviously just rolled up pieces of wool, so we want to keep them in balls to hold as much solution as possible. Now, you could also use sodium hydroxide for this. This is also, in fact, I think sodium hydroxide probably would have been the better option, but I didn't have any, so we're just going to stick with bicarbonate of soda now. I'm not sure how effective this would be, but that's what it's all about. Trial and error, some experiments, eh? Okay, so we're going to squeeze out some of the excess water, and we're just going to place them between a towel. Now, this would take normally 24 hours, maybe even longer, for them to dry completely and to be most effective. However, I'm just going to use my trusted hairdryer to try and speed up the process. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're actually going to take the fuming chamber that I've made just from pieces of wood and bits of card and a bit of plastic. And then what I have here is this is a heated magnetic stirrer. And what this is going to do is going to heat up a tin foil tray, which I got from just a jam tart or a mince pie. You can buy these in your local grocery store. That's going to be placed on top of the heated plate, and then we're going to pour in the super glue, and within probably about 10 minutes there's going to be enough fumes to develop the prints. I've placed 3 prints on a piece of, well, this will only work on non-porous surfaces. What I have here is it's a backing card, so on the back it is porous, but on the front it's glossy, so it should be non-porous. And then we're just going to place that just inside the chamber as well. And hopefully, like I say, after 10 minutes we should have some nice developed prints. Now, in order to develop these further, we would use basic yellow 40, which is a fluorescent dye, which you can then use a UV light, and the UV light would enhance the image for photography. I don't have any of that. That's £25 for 25 grams, so it's quite expensive. So instead, we're going to perhaps maybe try and use some powders to further develop it, so we can maybe lift it, or even use some white powders just to take some better photographs. Okay, so here, this is my mock-up of a fuming chamber. It's very portable, of course. It's not a lab where you need the actual, fuming chamber. Again, this is just made from some old picture frames, top and bottom, and some pieces of corner cardboard, and wrapped in some cellophane or shrink wrap. You heat it up and it wraps around, ties it up. So this is going to go over the heating plate. So I'm going to place the tin foil just there. See that? Okay, we have our super glue. Now, it's very important with the super glue, make sure you check the ingredients. It must contain ethyl 2 cyanoacrylate. That's what we need. So we're just going to pour it. This is actually set at 80 degrees Celsius right now. I've read it can be between 80 degrees and 130 degrees Celsius. I'm going to keep it low, keep it 80 degrees. It should be more than enough. Okay, oh, it's already starting to fume, so we're going to get that straight on there. Okay, and to be on the safe side, I do have a respirator. You do not want to be breathing these fumes in. So we'll get that on. And I can already hear it bubbling. So we can see very volatile, lots of fumes. Do not breathe these in. I have it placed right next to my window, wide open. Okay, so we'll come back and check on this very shortly. Okay, so about 7-8 minutes past now. I have added some more super glue. I want to try not to overdevelop the print. I don't want too much super glue to adhere to the prints, because we want obviously the finest detail as possible. But I've just added a little bit more. This is just trial and error at the minute, because obviously I've never done this before. But so far it's looking good. So a few more minutes and we'll see what we've got. Okay, so that's about 12-13 minutes now. I think that's probably the best we're going to get. Fumes are still in there, obviously. I could leave it a little bit longer. But I have a feeling these are already looking quite good. So let me get this, get this off. Alright. Now, I want to get these out without... Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Look at that. You can... Oh, wow. They're really... They've come out really, really well. I can see all the detail. This one, a little bit smudged. These two look fantastic. I've got a partial print on the side there. That's probably from my thumb, from holding the card. Unintentionally, I wasn't trying to put a print on there. But these three were intentional. And then this one at the end here was unintentional. That's just picked up, obviously, the residue and a little bit up here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and develop them a little bit further with some Vulcan white. Indestructible white and fiberglass brush. So let's do that real quick, see how they come out, and then what we're going to do is let me turn this off real quick. We're then going to try this again, only this time we're going to be doing it with my Spoof finger. The gelatin has now dried, so we'll try it with water, regular water, some salt water, some oil, and then again another regular print, and then we can compare all four of them together and see which one develops the best. All right. Okay. So something very peculiar just happened. While I was cleaning up my work surface, I got some powder on the table, so I wanted to clean off. I was just using it's a 50-50 mix of isopropyl alcohol with water, and as I sprayed it onto the side of the fuming chamber, it just started to cloud up, but not on the outside, on the inside. See, now if I go to wipe it off, it's still there. It's just clouded up the entire surface from the inside as I sprayed isopropyl alcohol 50-50 on the outside. So that's intriguing. Look, as I've wiped it as well, you can see the stain mark, the white marks. So curious if that would actually work on a print. Would it develop a print with isopropyl alcohol? So maybe we'll put that into the experiment as well next. So we'll do 5 prints, and one of them will develop with isopropyl alcohol afterwards, and see what happens. Now I'm actually really curious how this has come out, because I've tried it twice before this. I was using liquid latex to wrap around to cover my finger, and it didn't come out so well. So this was just with plasticine, and using the gelatin mixture. It's definitely set now. Oh wow. Okay, let's see if the camera can pick that up. Come on, focus. All right. that's really impressive. Right, let's see. I've got my laptop here, which is Biometric. Okay, let's give it a try with my jelly finger. I don't think it's going to work personally. It's very sticky. Do. Come on. Oh my. Oh, it actually worked. It actually worked. Great, because I used my left finger to make this copy, I had to reset my biometrics with that finger. And it's actually up, look, it's actually opened my laptop. That may have been a fluke. I'm going to give it one more try. Let me lock it. Okay, locked. Let's try again. It did take a few attempts though. Oh, not so lucky this time. Nope. Let's try and lock it again. Okay, third time. Worked the first time. Look at that. Hello. Now, obviously, it doesn't take away the fact that biometrics is still quite secure. You're not going to be able to replicate someone's finger while they're sleeping, because this to make takes like 2-3 hours. But it actually worked. It actually got into my laptop. So now we're going to use it, and we're going to put some different substances on the end of this finger. The reason I've made this is because if I just use my finger, there's going to be secretions from my finger on all the prints. Whereas with this, although I'm a bit concerned because it's very sticky, so it's probably going to leave a lot of residue from the gelatin itself. But hey, it's better than all the secretions from my finger, so hey, let's try. Okay, so while editing this video, I realised you couldn't actually see the gelatin finger touching the fingerprint reader. So I've just refilmed it again from a different angle, and as you can see, I'll be able to get in straight away. I think 1 or 2 attempts this time. It's not perfect. Sometimes it takes 3, 4, 5, 6 attempts to actually get into the laptop. But hey, it still gets in there. I'll give it another try. Second attempt. Okay, so test number 1, regular tap water. Okay, so jelly finger, and dip that in. Try dab it off a little. And fingerprint number 1. Oh, wow, devastating. That's difficult. It's too slippery. Yeah, there's something there. Now we're going to mix a bit of salt with it. So, do some salt water. Okay, so we've got our salt water. Our jelly finger. So this will be print number 2. Now I'm not looking for super fine detail here, I just want to leave the residue on the paper. So number 3, number 3 we're going to use some oil, some vegetable oil. Okay, plenty of oil on there. Should leave a fairly nice print. That's number 3. Okay, and number 4 will be a regular print. Use some sebum. Okay, number 4. There we go. Looks good. And then number 5 is going to be another regular print, but the number 5 we're going to develop with some alcohol. And see how that works. Okay, so we've got our 5 prints. So the first one was water, second one was salt water, third one was vegetable oil, fourth one was regular print, and the 5th one also a regular print. But this one is going to be developed afterward with just alcohol because of that effect that I saw. It was very intriguing. This is still so fascinating. Okay. This is interesting. The first card with 3 fingerprints. So as you can see, they're really well developed. The first one was simply water only. But I'm also presuming there's maybe some residue from the gelatin. It could perhaps be the gelatin. Not entirely sure. The second print was just merely salt. It's not come out so well because I think I smudged it a lot when I pressed that one down. But you can see it's reacted, I think, with the salt, because I did spill a bit on the side of the card as well. So the cyanoacrylate fumes have reacted with the salt incredibly well, which makes me think that that is the reason why cyanoacrylate or superglue fuming works really well with just a regular fingerprint, because it's 95% water, a regular fingerprint, and 5% other substances, amino acids, and also salt. Third one, this one was the oil. This one was the oil, and that's actually come out quite well. You can see it. It is visible. We'll just zoom in. There we go. So it did develop. And then we have just the regular prints. So this one here and this one here were both just from my finger. Just out of curiosity, I do want to spray this, or at least I'll use some Q-tips. Water. So use that on number 5 there. So I'll just rub that across. Let's see if anything happens. No, not incredibly. In fact, it's not changed at all. Okay, so the last and final test will be the cotton balls soaked in bicarbonate of soda and water. They're being left to dry, and I heated them with a hairdryer just to make sure they was completely dry. Okay, so that was an anticlimax. I expected a lot more from that. I'm guessing I probably didn't soak them well enough with the sodium bicarbonate. Either that or I didn't dry them for long enough. But I'll try it again and I'll let you know how it works out. Okay, so there we have it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Once again, thanks for tuning in to this new channel. If you did enjoy the video, please comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification button if you like. I'm trying to upload videos as often as possible, once a week if I can. I'm aiming for the weekends, but I've had a busy week this week. I had a car accident, so that's not good. Delayed this video for a few days. But yeah, please tune in again, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks.